Basically, they just want some questions for the website.
Okay.
And they're pretty standard. You've heard them all before, questions, so that will do. What was your first guitarist or music? What really got you going into playing guitar?
To be quite honest, it was Kiss. You know.
Hold on a second. Yes.
When I was in 6th grade, you know, Kiss, the Destroyer album came out. How old am I now? 44.
Okay, I'm from 47, and Kiss was
it. Yeah, when I was in 6th grade, everybody wanted to be a Kiss. So I mean, I played my tennis racket.
You ever Kiss for Halloween?
No, I never was.
Oh,
my parents were scared. You know, I grew up in the Bible Belt, so they were scared of Kiss. But you know, it made me want to play guitar, and then I heard Van Halen after that, and that was all she wrote. And then as I got a little older, I got into Mark Knopfler and Stevie Ray Vaughan, and so those kind of between Van Halen, Stevie Ray Vaughan, and Mark Knopfler, everybody else is kind of part of them. Somehow.
What's so funny is a lot of the guys, because obviously we're in Nashville doing this, and you would expect, you know, people would be saying, oh well, you know, Hank or this or that, and it's all been exactly out. It's been Beatles, and so it's pretty amazing that it kind of.
I wish I'd been younger when the Beatles came out, because I kind of didn't hear of them until like they were, you know, done.
I'm the same way. I appreciate the Beatles,
but I appreciate them now a whole lot more than I ever did then.
Yeah, absolutely. Your pedal board, we talked about it kind of earlier. What is your describe to me your actual, you know, your Sigma flow? What do you? I don't have to know exact pedals, but I mean, what do you?
I usually use just a compressor pedal. It's very minimal. It doesn't do a whole lot, but it just kind of smooths things out. And it's really more valuable for using in-ear monitors. It just kills a little bit of the transients, so you can have a more consistent tone in your ear monitor, so you're not spiking your ears.
Jumping out and spiking somebody.
Exactly. So I use that, and then a couple of gain pedals, and they change daily.
Pedal of the day, which is what we were talking about. What it's so cool about these, because we said it with everybody. We said, you know, you get the pedal, and then it's the pedal you got to have, and then 6 months later, it's in a box in your closet.
No, you just download a new.
You download someone else's sounds,
exactly.
Or you go back and you do more of your own.
Yeah, that's very cool.
And that's just that's amazing to me. Okay, what about?
So I got those, and then I just ran through. I've had different, you know, chorus pedals, delay pedals, and the Nova delay was my staple for a long time after it came out. I used a D2 back when I had the rack and big huge rig. My D2 was my delay. So when they came out with the Nova, it was just like I was able to get rid of my rack, because really I had the rack for the D2. So once I was able to put that on a pedal board, because everything else was pedals on drawers anyway. So once I was able to get that sound on a pedal board, I did that for a while.
Are you a guy that is happy with your sound, or are you always?
I feel like I'm always happy with it, and you can probably ask anybody. I probably sound the same now as I did 3 years ago. I mean,
there you go.
Everything has changed. Guitars.
So you're not a tweaker. You're a guy that just would rather plug in and just go.
Pretty much, and my basic sound is usually guitar, maybe a compressor, and maybe a gain pedal and amp. And then I use these as color things for songs. You know, like we do Mark Cohn's Walking in Memphis, and so when it gets to that, the little bridge section in that, I throw on the vibrato pedal. It just makes people go, wow, that's a cool sound.
Something else.
But typically 90% of the time it's just pretty dry. But I use delay as my tool, because I almost always lock it to the tempo of the song, and there's a couple things where I don't, and we play to a click every night, so I can pretty much dial in exact tempos and keep them.
Very good. What about what is the one coolest thing about these pedals that I guess now that you've done it, what is the coolest thing that you think?
Well, now that I've done it, I mean, the fact that we were able to taper the feedback differently than the depth was just, it makes 3 different pedals in one box, which I don't think you could do that with any other pedal. And I know that these are my sounds. These are the ones that I would go to. And so instead of finding a pedal and having one spot where the knobs sound good, you know, I can go to this. That's a good sound. That's a usable sound. That's a usable sound. Same way with the chorus. You know, I dialed in my 2 or 3 favorite chorus sounds, and I can find them all in one pedal. And I can max the knobs. I don't have to worry. There's not just one spot where it sounds good.
We did the vibrato pedals we were talking about. We really did a lot of really cool stuff with that. What your desert island pedal? I always have to ask people that question. If you had one pedal on an island, what's it going to be?
I'd have to have a delay pedal, and that's.
I think everybody said a delay pedal.
Isn't that weird?
Except I think Jerry McPherson said, "What do you say? A pedal that makes lunch or builds a boat?"
So he's smarter than the rest of us. He's feeding his body.
He's the guy. Huh?
He's delay's my tool.
Have you ever been like tweaking with pedals and come across a tone that has totally inspired you to write a song?
Kind of, but I think they've always been derivative of something else. You know, maybe I'm going for a sound, and and just kind of stumble on something. I think, oh, that sounds like U2, and makes me want to do that. That's kind of where my triplet or my dotted eighth delay came for the song Beat. It's kind of just sprung out of that. Because when we wrote the song, I had that delay line.
Okay, so you already had okay, so you knew what you're going for.
Yeah, exactly.
What about now pedals? Would you rather have 1,000 knobs on a pedal where you can really get deep into it, or are you just give me a couple knobs and I'm good to go, as long as the pedal sounds good kind of guy?
I'm usually simpler is better, typically. It's fascinating and it's great to be able to look at all those parameters and change them all, but in the heat of battle, you want as few things to go wrong as possible.
Perfect. You have, with these pedals, we've had access to a lot of tweakable parameters. Do you have any other ideas for like future stuff that you might want to do? Like tomorrow, you might want to go, oh, we should have done that. I mean,
I don't know. I can't think of any right now. That maybe if there was a simpler editor, that
there
someone could go.
Well, that was the thing
that one's
as well.
going to be pretty complex.
We talked about they're coming out with I don't know if you're a Mac guy or PC guy. They're coming out with a Mac one as well, and which pretty much we all are. And they're finishing it up, and they even said if you guys want the editor,
oh, that'd be great.
Just with your pedals to sit at home, and then you can do your own thing.
That'd be super.
And then it's like the sky's the limit.
Because there may be a couple things once I get it live, and I'm going, I just hear way too much something or other.
Of course there is. That's back to the tweaking side.
Exactly.
Listen, we appreciate you coming in. This has been a blast, man.
Appreciate it.
It's been awesome.
It's been a joy.
Wonderful. Signing off, going home.
Thank you.
Long drive. Thank you. Good night.